What if the reason you're always short on money isn't your income, your job, or the economy, but 7 silent habits you repeat every single day without realizing they're draining your future? Money problems rarely explode overnight. For most people around the world, financial stress creeps in quietly, almost politely. Bills get paid, groceries are bought, rent or mortgage is somehow managed, and life appears normal. Yet beneath that surface, a slow leak is happening. Not from one big mistake, but from small repeated behaviors that feel harmless in the moment. These habits don't look dangerous. In fact, many of them feel justified, deserved, even smart. But over months and years, they quietly erode savings, delay dreams, and trap people in cycles of paycheck-to-paycheck living, whether they are in New York, Jakarta, London, Mumbai, or Sao Paulo. The first destructive habit is spending first and thinking later. In the digital age, buying something is easier than ever. One click, one tap, one swipe, and the money is gone. There is no physical pain of handing over cash, no moment of hesitation while counting bills. Because of that, purchases feel lighter than they really are. A coffee here, a food delivery there, a discounted gadget, a limited time offer, a small in-app purchase. Individually, each cost looks insignificant. Globally, people tell themselves the same sentence: it's just a few dollars. But this phrase, repeated daily, becomes a powerful financial weapon turned against yourself. The problem is not the coffee or the gadget. The problem is the automatic, unexamined reaction to every desire. When spending becomes the default response to emotion, boredom, stress, reward, celebration, money flows out faster than intention can control it. The second habit is lifestyle inflation. When income goes up, expenses rise to match it almost instantly. A raise at work feels like progress, but instead of building security, it often funds a nicer car, a bigger apartment, more frequent dining out, more expensive clothes, upgraded subscriptions, and new monthly commitments. This pattern happens across cultures and countries. People don't feel richer, they just feel like their new lifestyle is normal. The danger is subtle. Because income increased, the person believes they are financially improving. In reality, their financial position may be unchanged or even more fragile, because higher fixed costs reduce flexibility. If income drops or an emergency happens, the fall is harder and faster. True financial progress is not when spending rises with income, but when the gap between income and spending grows wider over time. The third habit is ignoring small recurring costs. Subscriptions, automatic renewals, service fees, app memberships, cloud storage, streaming platforms, gym plans never used, software tools forgotten. Around the world, modern life runs on recurring payments. They are designed to be invisible and painless, deducted automatically before you notice. 1 subscription is cheap. 5 are manageable. 15 start to quietly eat a significant part of monthly income. Because each one feels minor, people rarely stop to calculate the total. But when added together over a year, these tiny costs could equal a vacation, an emergency fund, or several months of investment contributions. The silence of automatic payments is what makes them dangerous. Money disappears without a decision being consciously made. The fourth habit is delaying saving until later. Many people believe they will start saving once they earn more, once life is more stable, once debts are paid, once responsibilities are lighter. But later keeps moving. There is always a reason to postpone. Rent increased, prices rose, a family member needed help, a repair was necessary, a trip was important. The world constantly provides valid excuses to wait. The truth is uncomfortable but universal. If saving doesn't happen with a small income, it rarely happens with a bigger one. Waiting for the perfect moment creates a permanent beginner stage. Even a tiny, almost symbolic saving habit builds a psychological identity, the identity of someone who pays their future self first. Without that identity, extra income almost always finds a way to be spent. The fifth habit is normalizing debt for lifestyle, not necessity. Across the globe, credit cards, buy now pay later services, personal loans, and easy financing options promise immediate satisfaction. Debt itself is not always evil. Used carefully, it can build businesses, buy homes, or fund education. But when debt becomes a tool to maintain appearances or satisfy short-term desires, it turns into a silent predator. Monthly payments replace freedom. Future income is spent before it is earned. People feel fine as long as they can make the minimum payment, but they rarely calculate how much extra they are losing to interest over time. Debt for consumption steals from tomorrow to decorate today. The sixth habit is having no clear financial direction. Many people work hard for money but never tell money where to go. Without specific goals, every purchase feels equally valid. Saving becomes abstract, investing becomes intimidating, and planning becomes something for rich people. But money without direction behaves like water without a container. It spreads, evaporates, and disappears. A clear goal, whether it is a safety fund, a home, a period of freedom, or early retirement, creates boundaries for daily decisions. Without goals, discipline feels like punishment. With goals, discipline feels like progress. Around the world, people with modest incomes but clear financial targets often build more security than high earners who drift without a plan. The seventh and most invisible habit is comparing your life to others. Social media and global connectivity expose everyone to the highlight reels of millions of strangers. Vacations, new cars, renovated homes, luxury dinners, gadgets, and fashion appear constantly on screens. Even when people know these images are curated, the emotional effect remains powerful. Comparison quietly resets expectations upward. What was once a comfortable life begins to feel insufficient. Spending becomes a way to keep up, not to satisfy genuine needs. This habit destroys finances not through one large purchase, but through 1,000 small decisions motivated by invisible pressure. Across cultures, the story is the same. People spend money they have not secured to imitate lives they do not fully understand. Individually, none of these habits looks dramatic. That is why they are so dangerous. They don't crash your finances in one moment, they slowly weaken them. Like rust on metal, the damage accumulates quietly until one unexpected event, a job loss, illness, global crisis, or economic downturn, reveals how fragile the structure has become. Financial stability is rarely built by one brilliant move. It is built by removing small daily leaks and redirecting that flow toward protection and growth. The good news is that silent habits can be replaced by silent strengths. Spending can be paused for a moment of intention. Income increases can first grow savings instead of lifestyle. Subscriptions can be reviewed regularly. Saving can begin with almost nothing but consistency. Debt can be questioned before it is accepted. Goals can be written and made visible. Comparison can be replaced with gratitude and personal metrics of progress. Around the world, currencies differ, incomes differ, costs of living differ, but human behavior is remarkably similar. The same quiet patterns that trap people in financial stress can also free them when reversed. True change is not loud. It is not a dramatic overnight transformation. It is a series of small repeated choices that slowly turn money from a source of anxiety into a tool of possibility. Your financial future is not destroyed by one bad decision. It is shaped every day by habits so quiet you almost don't notice them. And that means your recovery does not require a miracle. It requires awareness, intention, and the courage to change the ordinary actions that everyone else accepts as normal.